Hey there, you're watching Go on Shaw TV, where we are talking about a very special fundraiser. Well, hello there. You are watching Go on Shaw TV, where we are talking about a very special fundraiser being put on by Carmen Steinbach, a high school student here. And Carmen, what is this fundraiser you're doing?
It's a fundraiser for Children's Hospital, the Oncology Ward specifically. Half the money will be going to Children's and half will be going to Balding for Dollars, which is a campaign that helps the families dealing with childhood cancers, and it helps the teens go on adventures and all of that good stuff.
Balding for Dollars. I have never heard of this before. Tell me a little bit more.
They help with making it more enjoyable for the teens. We meet a lot of people through them. They do a lot of teen adventures, which are they go to Whistler and Strathcona, and it's a campaign that my friend has managed to admin.
Excellent. And we have so many young people from the Alberni Valley that spend time in Children's Hospital. Sadly, many of them in the oncology ward. You were there yourself.
Yes, I was when I was 14 till 15, and I still go back periodically for checkups.
Excellent. Now, we're going to tell you a little bit more about the fundraiser. Actually, we should give them the date. When is it happening?
June 4th. It's a Saturday from 3 till 7 at Blair Park.
Now, we are going to tell you more about it, but before we do that, we are going to go to Carmen's home and tell you a little bit about her personal story. There are a lot of words you might use to describe Carmen Steinbach: vivacious, determined, energetic, and above all, healthy. So when she began to feel a severe pain in her ankle a few years ago, her parents and her doctor put it down to shin splints.
Yeah, she just started playing rugby, so that's why we thought that it possibly could have been shin splints, because she started running a lot more.
But the shin splints didn't go away. In fact, over the next 8 months, Carmen's condition got steadily worse.
I was losing weight. I became very pale. I was in more and more pain. I could no longer run. It became really hard to walk because the pain was so bad.
That's when I said, okay, we'll take you in again, and that's when they gave her an x-ray and saw it right away on the x-ray.
What they saw was osteosarcoma, bone cancer.
4 days later, I was at Children's, and 4 days after that, I started chemo. And then we later learned about the option of amputation because the leg was no longer salvageable.
Cancer, amputation. They were more than just words. Everything began to happen very quickly for the 14-year-old.
Really quickly, absolutely, yeah. The tumor in her leg was quite large, and it was breaking through her bones, so they wanted to get that obviously dealt with quite quickly. It was an aggressive cancer.
It took me by surprise for sure. And so once we got a second opinion and we learned about the pros and the cons of both surgeries, amputation was the best option for me as to living a normal, healthy life afterwards.
That normal, healthy life began to take shape almost immediately. Carmen was up and around just 2 days after surgery, and she has approached whatever challenges she's faced with the same optimism and energy that she always has.
Every day I'm learning new things about just learning how to walk again, learning how to dance again and climb ladders and all that stuff and run. It's kind of fun to relearn how to do everything and then get that chance to be proud of yourself.
Carmen has other reasons to be proud of herself too. She's taken on the challenge of raising the awareness of childhood cancers and how research funding is allocated, a cause that she works for tirelessly.
She likes volunteering, and she likes to make people aware of how much money does not go to the kids and what they need.
Childhood cancer only receives 4% of the national funding. I've had friends not make it. 80% of the kids are surviving. That's 20% that aren't.
At 17, Carmen has already given back so much, speaking at and organizing events, advocating for others who are fighting childhood cancers. But maybe her biggest gift is just Carmen herself, her outlook and optimism, and her unquenchable thirst for life.
I've made amazing friends along the way. I've learned a lot about myself, a lot about what's really important in life, and it was not the best news I could have gotten, but I feel like my cancer has not been the worst thing that could have happened to me. It's the best thing I've ever survived.
The best thing she's ever survived. There's a world of meaning in that statement. For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Nancy Wilmot.
Springtime means one thing, and one thing only to local farmers.
Spring is exhausting!
That's right. As the days get longer, their work days also get longer. And it seems that everything happens all at once.
We've got grass growing and the girls are wanting to get out onto grass. Edward and Melanie are changing pastures left, right, and center. We're cutting hay, we're doing silage, we're planting gardens.
This is an especially busy time of year, the spring. It's all about getting the girls on fresh grass and harvesting feed for the next winter. And of course milking every day and handling and feeding the babies.
That's right. The springtime workload also includes the excitement of taking care of the babies. And it just so happens that the Coleman Meadows farm has some of the cutest babies in the entire world.
They're awfully cute and a lot of fun to handle. They're very affectionate and they'll follow you around like a puppy.
Big brown eyes looking up at you, and all ruminants only have teeth, front teeth in the bottom, so they're smiling up at you with just these bottom teeth, kind of looking kind of goofy. They're pretty cute.
We've got 9 babies born this year so far, and about half and half girls and boys, and you fall in love with every single one of them.
I mean, just look at them. How can you not fall in love with that face?
They all have a unique personality, although their personalities are fairly similar to their sisters or their brothers or their mothers. And it's very interesting to see how their genetics play a huge role into their characteristics.
But there's something special, other than babies, going on at the Coleman Meadows farm. It's like the water buffaloes have become an extended part of the Dyson family.
They love us. They love to play with us. They love to be petted. And we are like their parents, so they trust us implicitly. And trust is a very important thing when you're dealing with animals, but more importantly with water buffalo, because they know who we are, and they trust us 100%. And it is such a joy to deal with critters in that sense. We love the big ones and we love the little ones.
And even though springtime brings with it extra work, the Dyson family wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
It's 365, 7 days a week, 24 hours you're on. You're not necessarily working, but I love it and I love the lifestyle and very lucky to be out here.
And I'm pretty sure the water buffaloes wouldn't want to be anywhere else either. For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Jenny Fortin.
You know, I've stopped in at Coleman Meadows to visit with the Dyson family and their water buffaloes a couple of times, and it is so interesting. Do you know, I've heard rumors they even have a water buffalo named Nancy Wilmot. Well, I don't know how to take that. I think it's a compliment. Now, we are still here with Miss Carmen Steinbeck talking about the fundraiser she is organizing for BC Children's Hospital. Coming up pretty quick. Carmen, what kind of events are happening at this?
We have Blue Fairy face painting coming, and she does amazing work. It's not just on the face, she'll do arms and stuff, so that's wonderful. Sterling Images will be there as well, taking candid photos of the event. We have my friend Laurel, who is a leukemia survivor, coming to speak and share her story. We have my brother's friend who studies music at VIU coming down to perform. We will have a craft table, chicken pie bingo, and many more fun things for young kids and families.
So this sounds like it's just going to be loaded full of lots of fun things to do.
It will be. I'm very excited for it. It's taken a lot of planning. It's going to be good.
Well, I know you are a little fireball. From your story, we know you just never give up. And this is very close to your heart. You talked about a friend who has leukemia, and you've lost other friends.
Yes, I have. So it's all part of the learning process of growing up and the fuel to the fire as to why I'm doing this fundraiser.
Excellent. Have you had any help with it?
My mom has been a huge help. My mom has been a huge help because she has done previous fundraisers in the past, so she kind of knows how to do it. And I've had some help from some friends just with little things, but it's mostly my mom.
Yeah. I'm guessing she's had about 17 years of experience of channeling your enthusiasm.
Yes, she has. That's where I get it from.
Now, we're going to tell you a little bit more about this in just a few minutes because Miss Carmen Steinbeck hasn't finished telling us everything that's going on. But before we do that, we're going to take a stroll down Art Avenue with our own Melissa Martin.
Welcome back to another edition of Art Avenue. Again, lots of things happening in the Alberni Valley that I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, but so they're just going to be reminders for now. Days with the Arts are coming up, fast and furious here at the Roland Arts Centre, and tables are still available, and that also leads us into the Solstice Arts Festival. Lots going to be happening in the Alberni Valley, especially in the Rotary Arts District during this wonderful event, so tickets are available now here at the Roland Arts Centre down at Shar's Landing. Now, during the Solstice Arts Festival, we are going to be having a special guest. Randy Atleo will be creating a totem pole here on the grounds at the gallery, and he'll be here at the grounds starting June 15th and go until the 22nd. So certainly stop in and see this wonderful creation during his time here at the gallery. Well, as you can see, our garden here at the Roland Arts Centre, this is our native garden, is being reworked by wonderful landscaper Val Deacon. So if you're in the area, stop by and see what she's doing here at the gardens. Some reminders for you: the Mackenzie School of Dance is presenting their annual performance, Canadian Proud and Free, and that takes place on Sunday, June 5th. Tickets are available here at the Roland Arts Centre at the door and at Alter Ego. The Guinness Book of World Records will be in Port Alberni, which I'm sure everybody is talking about, for the Jane Austen Festival with the Centennial Bells, and that takes place on July 8th and 9th. Lots of events happening that weekend in conjunction with that festival, and tickets are available here at the Roland Arts Centre. And the Wee Glee and C Notes Chorus presents their Spring Medley, and that takes place at June 5th. Tickets will be available at the door, so certainly stop in early to pick up your tickets for that event. Well, that's it for another edition of Art Avenue, but before I go, a couple of reminders. Our Teas on the Terrace are taking place in July and August. Tickets are available now at the Roland Arts Centre, so certainly stop in and pick up your tickets today because they sell out very fast. Also, too, just to remind everybody, that is a fundraiser, so hopefully people come out and help support the Roland Arts Centre. So until next time, I'm Melissa Martin for Art Avenue.
Welcome back. We're going to learn about the letter C's. There are 4 letter C's in the Nuu language, and they all have a unique sound. The first one is T. T for Tsehok. Tsehok, meaning sour. The second C in this series is T, and Tsaak for a river. The third letter is the wedge C, and it says ch, just like ch does. And chums is the first word. Chichichi is another one. The fourth C, it's a wedged and glottalized C. And one word for that is chaak, and that is water that we drink, chaak. And we'll see you all next time. Chooch.
Now, I think it's pretty cool that Deb Masso is teaching us all a little bit of Nuu. So all I have to say is kleko kleko. No, we're going to take a bit of a break, but please stick around. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back. You are still watching Go on Shaw TV. I am still here with Miss Carmen Steinbeck talking about her upcoming fundraiser that's got so much going on, even chicken pie bingo. I don't think I want to ask too much about that, but I've heard rumors you might even do a cakewalk.
Yes, I just had a friend tell me if there's no cakewalk, she's not coming. So we'll be doing a cakewalk and raffle baskets as well.
And so have you had donations for raffle baskets? Are you raising these yourself?
Yes, we have had a huge donation from Shoppers Drug Mart. They gave us a beautiful basket for things for women. And then for Fishing for Fun, which one of my friends in Nanaimo set me up with, they donated a fishing rod and a tackle box. And there's going to be plenty of gift cards for boomerangs and finishing touches and the funk trunk and J's. There's going to be lots there.
Lots there, and chicken pie bingo. And I have to tell you, there's one of Carmen's friends who's been heckling us here. We'll be shooting this, which is why she's going to provide the cakewalk, which I think is pretty cool.
Pretty fair, yes.
Now, can you tell us again, when is this happening and where?
June 4th from 3 to 7, it's a Saturday, at Blair Park, the park right by the dike.
Excellent. Carmen, thank you so much for telling us about it. And congratulations on this. She really is a little fireball. Way to go, girl. Now, we are coming to the very end of our show, but before we say goodbye, we're going to head down to the Port Alberni waterfront where a new industry has made a home. The face of industry in Port Alberni has been relatively static over the past decades, dominated by paper and lumber mills located on the harbor. But recently, a newcomer has set up shop. Can Timber Biotech, an enterprise that is set to capitalize on what would otherwise be waste wood.
So what we do here is that we convert wood residues that are left in the forest here into activated carbon.
Activated carbon is most commonly used in water filtration systems, and Can Timber will be producing it using a two-step process. The first step is pyrolysis.
Pyrolysis is essentially heating in absence of oxygen. So instead of burning, it turns into a charcoal. And the second part is the activation. Activation involves on a microscopic level, it empties the pores structure. In our entire process here, we do not add any chemical additive, whether it's harmful or harmless, because that's part of the requirement by our customers.
It is an interesting process, and one that actually uses the wood gas released during pyrolysis as fuel.
It's like a biogas composition where it's self-sustainable. So all the heat in the system, heat requirement and energy requirement in the system is supplied by the wood fiber itself.
But sustainability aside, there are 2 smokestacks on the Can Timber facility, and given the regular temperature inversions that the Alberni Valley experiences, neighbors have been concerned about just what is being emitted into the airshed.
First of all, the stack behind you here is the activation stack. We have a 3-stage dust removal process. We also had a third-party environmental engineering firm who conducted a study on the emission. And they realized there's a benefit of reducing pollutant emission compared to the slash pile that's happening at the moment.
There's also a benefit to the company as they actually monetize the particulates that would otherwise enter the airshed.
We're in a very unique situation with the activation is that the dust, all the particulates, they actually are products. So there's economic motive for us to maximize the recovery of every single particulates because they're worth economic value for us. In fact, our system, according to the engineer, is supposed to recover over 99% of the particulates.
Can Timber is not yet in operation, but they have been conducting commissioning trials since December, something neighbors became aware of when during one of those tests, a strong smoky odor and visible steam was released.
So on 5 previous commissioning trials, the neighbor hardly noticed that it was emitted. But unfortunately, the previous weekend, our wet scrubber valve has cracked. But this is also, a experience and lesson learned for us that we have our spare parts now. So any similar event happen in the future, it will only take 30 minutes for us to repair.
In the meantime, Can Timber is submitting regular air quality tests to both the Environment Ministry and the local Air Quality Council. And they're eager to answer any questions their neighbors may have.
Because we live quite close, we're only 2 blocks up the hill. So we can feel and detect what our neighbor is going through. For any concerns, the best channel to get immediate feedback is email us at info@cantimber.com.
For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Nancy Wilmot.
Hey there, we're on location here on Johnson Road, and with me is Annie, and we are talking bikes today.
Yeah, so I am a member of Cycle Alberni, and in the next little while we're going to be hosting Bike to Work Week here in Port Alberni. It runs from May 30th to June 5th, and we'll be welcoming anyone and everyone who has a bike, wants to get out there, regardless of if you're going to work, doing your grocery shopping, maybe going to school, whatever it is that you normally do, hopping on a bike to go do it. And so that'll be a really exciting week for us.
Excellent. Now, why should people get on their bike? What's the benefits of this?
Question. It's so many great reasons. For the environment, it definitely helps reduce our greenhouse gases and keep our air nice and clean here in Port Alberni. It's also a really great way of getting some exercise. I personally don't like the gym, so it's a nice way of getting around. And it's a great way of celebrating the infrastructure that we have, and hopefully that we will continue to build here in Port Alberni to make it an increasingly more bike-friendly place to be.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we see a lot more Port Alberni people dusting their bikes off and getting out there, and maybe we'll see a few more bikes on the road behind us.
Hope so.
Well, that does bring us to the end of another Go on Shaw TV. Until we meet again, be good to each other.